Islam Makhachev, 10-1 in the promotion. I mean, he's starting to just mix it up for fun. His last 3 fights are submission wins, all different types of submissions. He's going against Bobby Green, who's paying plus 600 here. What's something you like with this matchup as Green gets that overdue first main event since he was in King of the Cage?
Well, it seems like in order to get to Islam Makhachev on short notice, you have to beat Nasrat Haqparast. Dan Hooker did it, and unfortunately he came up short. And now the King Bobby Green, he literally said, if you call my phone, unfortunately, I'm going to say yes. This is a great opportunity for him, win or lose, to shine, get that main event spot that he definitely deserves. However, to me, this seems like a really, really, really big step up. A tough task, as everyone is describing Islam as the next coming of Khabib Nurmagomedov. And he is not only winning, he's winning in dominant fashion. And kudos to Islam also for taking this fight. He really deserves a top 5 guy. He's not getting that, but he is getting a good name and someone who has momentum in Bobby Green. You know, at minus 900, this is where we come into play, Phil. We have to really find that niche, find where we can get value. And for me, as tough as Bobby Green is, as good as he is, and he has underrated wrestling and takedown defense, that does not mean he's going to be able to stop. Not the first attempt, the second attempt, but Islam will get this fight to the floor. And I think at some point or another, he finishes this inside the distance. And at minus, I believe, 190 or minus 187, we're going to get the value there. And Islam Makhachev winning within the 5 rounds.
So Green has had, again, these are all 3-round fights, but 11 of his last 12 went the full 15 minutes, maybe not the full 25. What is the likelihood in your estimation this gets to a 4th or 5th round? If you split the fight, 2.5 rounds over under, Makhachev's gone over in 4 of his last 5, and that includes his last 2 appearances in the small octagon at the Apex.
You know, for this fight for Bobby Green, as you see in his last few fights, he keeps his hands low, mainly to stop the takedowns and to hide that jab. And he's got one of the best jabs, maybe even in the UFC. He has to prevent the takedowns early on in the fight. He cannot allow Islam to dictate the pace. He can't allow that pressure against the cage. As good as Bobby is defending takedowns, he is going against someone who may be the best at this. Now, if you look, Bobby Green, he is not a finisher. As entertaining as he is, the one against Ally Aquinta, outside of that, decision, he is going to have to play a lot of defense in order to establish that offense. And if he can keep this fight standing, I will say then we're going to go into the deeper rounds. But if he gets taken down early and gives Islam a lot of time to work from top, that's where he's going to be in trouble, and that's where Islam will have a good chance of finishing this fight.
So to confirm, you feel like there's more value in maybe method of victory for Makhachev than necessarily an over-under type round pick?
Absolutely. This is a tough one to really determine how far this is going to go. For Bobby, if he can keep this standing, the fight can drag out because cardio's never been an issue. And at minus 900, we can't bet Islam straight. Plus 600 is a lot of fun for Bobby Green. I just don't see where he wins this. And as we saw in that last fight against someone in Dan Hooker, who outside of the Michael Chandler fight just does not get finished, Islam went to the ground early. And when he's there and they're dry, they're not sweaty yet, submissions are there, wide open. And that's where I think eventually he's going to get it done.
Now, a guy like me would see minus 900 for Makhachev and perhaps some durability from Bobby Green, and then use Makhachev as kind of parlay fodder. Is that something you'd recommend in this case, or does the bang for the buck not make sense?
Well, if you're going to parlay him, it really doesn't make a ton of sense. It's not going to add a lot to it. So if you are a believer in Islam Makhachev, I think even Islam by submission at minus 110 is a fair play. However, if he's on top and he wears Bobby Green down, he could land ground and pound and finish it that way. So yeah, the parlay, I looked into that, but as the number kept going up and up, it's just a real challenging, risk because, again, anything can happen in this sport. And the odds just aren't there. I mean, look at this, minus 375, minus 470. He's just on a roll. And the way he's climbing the ladder, he's fighting the appropriate opponents. I would have loved to have seen that Beneil Dariush fight due to Dariush's grappling ability. But look, Bobby the King Green is going to come in, and I just hope for an entertaining fight here. And we know that's what Bobby Green brings to the table.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.